There is no excuse. Not one, not any, never will be, never should be, never is any excuse. What went wrong? Tell me the story. Just tell me the story the way it is. We can't change. It already happens. Communication is very important. Without communication, every story cannot be believed. We pass on the story from one to another. If I pass on the story to the left and pass the story to the right, who passes the story to their left and their right? Who passes the story to their left and their right? Well, now we can't be anymore. Two from me, two from them, and then they join around. I hold my two friends, he holds his two friends, and I hold his two friends' hands. That'd be 6. But if his friends wants to have his own friends in between, I'll be separated from my first friend. Without my second friend, I'd have an in-between friend. So there's only 6. I grab 2 hands, somebody else grabs 2 hands, that's 6. That's all you can have. One of my hands you can't have. But the other hand you could have. Because I have to pass around to the other side. I only can hold one of your hands. I get one friend with 2 hands on one side. I got one friend with 2 hands on the other side. He gets a friend on the other side who holds the 2 hands. I hold his hand and I hold this hand. We're 3 people. Because the second person he got to hold the hand was my friend too. My 2 hands, his 2 hands, their 2 hands. We're only 3. We got 6 hands. It's hands down. But there's no excuse. Absolutely none. Either you did it or you didn't. If you did it, with reason, relativity, no excuses. We need understanding. Did you do it on purpose? Did you do it not? Do I keep you at the company? Do I not? Do you want to work here or you don't? Make a choice. There's no getting in trouble. It happened. What can you do? Next time we pay more attention. And I'll have to know that every time you don't do it right, the next time I'm going to tell you twice not to make a mistake. It doesn't mean I'm mad at you. It just means we have understanding for communication, that I still see you're making errors, and I'm letting you know through the gesture of my hospitality, sharing you how I see the situation and my perception. And no more. And that's all it is. If I see something I don't like, and you know I don't like it, and you keep on doing it because that is your demeanor of your life, is to do what you do, and we don't see eye to eye on it. If it's in the business, well, just don't do it to me all the time. Eventually, I'll be one employee to the other employee. I might just want to leave. I won't tell you anything, or I'll shut my mouth and put up with it. If it gets bad enough that other people notice, then I'll understand that it's not only me and somebody else can take care of the problem, because we're multitudes now. But taking care of the problem yourself is very difficult, and making a judgment in where you have to make a big decision. Is it your fault? Well, you dropped it. I guess it was your fault. I dropped it. We dropped it. I could have made the error. We still dropped it. Sorry about the error. My fault. You won't trust me. And for sure, that's how we adjust with everybody. We don't adjust by screaming at everybody. We adjust through our mannerism of trust. What we are able to let go. What we're able to let somebody else do. But if you can't communicate, then there is no trust. We go down to the nitty-gritty. You drove 90 miles an hour, you got a speeding ticket. There's no excuse. You were driving 90 miles an hour, you got a speeding ticket. Why were you driving 90 miles an hour? That's the story. But there's no excuse. There's only a story, the evaluation of the round table, of not of one, of in between 2 or more people, that everybody understands that it's not the excuse and who raises the voice or who gets it first. It's that the association of the situation is justified and regulated so that we can form to live on this pin in the house this big. We're all living on this pin, and this is the house. 1,000 to 1. 10, 10, 10. How do you get around this? 10,000 to 1. I'm sorry. How do you get around the circle? 10,000 to 1? Is it 100,000? What? How many lines does it take to create a circle? Well, in the first house, okay, it took this. Then it gave him the other half. So now you had all 4 halves. That was one house. In the other house, we went down 2, we went down 2, we went up 2, and we created the eye. But none of these are equally balanced. But in the third house, we went over 2 and down 2 and over 2 and up 2 and over 2. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. The only way to get the balance was to do this. Was to come here, to go ahead, to come here, to go ahead, to come here, to go ahead, to come here, to come here, and to come here. This was the balance. No, 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 no. This has to go here, and 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 then this has to go here. So what I'm trying to show you is in this balance, this wobble, is because the only way this brick can travel this angle and make a circle is to come around in this wobble. We're going to show you one more time, but we're going to show it to you a little bit differently. When it's done perfectly, okay, here to here, and then we take it from here to here, and we go out one more. So you have to go down and one out. Down and one out. 2 arms and 2 arms. Then you have to go down, one more time, 1 out, 1 more arm, 1 more arm. And then you go 2 down, 1 arm, 2 over. Okay, now you've created your circle. You brought 2 things together, and this becomes your Jesus fish. And you put the crown on here, and you put the crown on here. Here you have the delta void. Here you have the delta voids. Here you have your delta voids. And if you take a look at the crown of the kings and the jacks in the deck, it will look at this shape. It's a picture frame. It's how you cover this side, 60 degrees, and this side, 60 degrees, and this side, 60, 60, 60, 60, at the 90 posts, all created from this one sign. Y is Y, and after Y, Alpha Omega is when Y is after Y, Raphael 7286, and a constellation of Pegasus. If you think some of my videos are choppy, because I do seem a little choppy, I'm creating it on the go. I'm not practicing any of this. It's things that just come up at the moment, and they need modification, and I should slow down, but I'm afraid nobody's going to spend enough time because I'm just putting too much time up here. I should go over to the sink and put a little cold water on it, just a bit of cold water to put a freeze into it, and slow it down a little bit. And I'm up for some easy suggestions, please. Art pieces or bricks or a boot, I don't know. I don't know what I can do. I just know if I can find the equation, bricks are pretty easy. I mean, they're separated. And we put a pin prick because the center, this goes into the center of 4 bricks. Okay, it's right in the center. I put the pin right here. If I turn this cup, day, night, day, night, day, night. How they make day and night. The light, the extension plugs, day and night. What I wanted to show is that, see this pin? You don't see it, right? You don't see it. But this cup, see the corner? See the corner of the cup? It covers one corner of 4 parts. This pin goes into between the cement, and you put a marking that gets the 4 of them. They sell it special in tiles to keep the tiles just the right amount of space apart. So that's what they're doing to run the clock now. They need to keep us a certain number of space apart in order for the arms that move, because in reality the arms are not really the arms moving. Somehow it might be the islands, entire islands moving from under a basin of water, thousands of feet deep, where they move the islands, but you don't see it. You don't see it. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. Merci.